Hey ho, my name is Joe. Welcome back to my channel. If I look exhausted, it's because I am. I have been up since 5 a.m. trying to get things done around my house. I've been baking all day and your girl's exhausted, and I definitely wanted to get these videos recorded today. So here we are. It is 5 o'clock at night and I'm recording a video. But anyway, hello. Let's dive into this. So this is, what day would I be on? 7? No, this is day 8 of a reading reset that I am doing. If you guys are not familiar with my reading reset, this is something that I do to basically reset my reading life, and I kind of do it for myself and I like to document it. So today we're actually talking about my most anticipated releases of 2022, and some of these I'm already really excited for, some of these have already come out, so let's dive in. First, let's start with the lovely Brigid Kemmerer. Okay, so this series is Forging Silver into Stars, and this takes place in the same world as A Curse of Dark and Lonely, so it takes place in Emberfall, and I want to say this follows a couple other different characters. I can't remember who it follows, but it is a part of the Cursebreaker series, and I really did want more on that series, and I'm really excited this is coming out. This is not being released until May 3rd. So we still have a ways away for this one. I would not mind an art copy of this. I'm very, very excited. Who are we following? We're following Jax and Kaylin. Jax and Kaylin. So they were kind of a couple characters that were thrown in there that we didn't get much about. So I'm really, really excited for this series. I cannot wait to see where it goes. This one, I will definitely leave a link down below so you can go check it out. There is a lot to it. You don't have to read the Cursebreaker series in order to dive into this series, but it is highly recommended that you do. So, yes. Very, very excited. Cannot wait for that one. Alright. This next one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one sounds interesting. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. This comes out on February 22nd. And this one is about, like, I kind of get Moana vibes a little bit from it, because it has to do with the ocean, and deadly storms have raged Minia's homeland for generations. Floods sweep the entire villages while bloody wars are waged over few remaining resources. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them with the death and despair. In an attempt to appease him, the true maiden is thrown into the sea to serve in the sea god's bride, in hopes that one day the true bride will be chosen to end the suffering. I'm sorry, but that's... wow. That's just one part of the synopsis. There is more to it. It says it's a retelling, but I'm not sure what the retelling is. I want to say maybe it's a Mulan retelling, or it's a Little Mermaid retelling. Not exactly sure. Okay, so I think it's a Little Mermaid retelling, but either way, Little Mermaid was definitely one of those ones that I was obsessed with, so yeah, I'll take this one. Okay, so this next one has really got my blood pumping, and that's These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. So this one, I don't know if ever a couple years ago I read Ebros by Ursula Pomsky, and that one I was in love with it. It was kind of like a video game meets our reality and reality meets the video game. That's what this book is going to be. And you have 24 hours to win. If you break my rules, she dies. If you call the police, she dies. If you tell her parents or anyone else, she dies. So there is a reality game to this. And it's I love the idea of this concept. So, when Crystal Donovan gets a message on a mysterious app with a video with a little sister gagged bound, she agrees to play the kidnapper's game. At first, they make a complete bizarre tasks: steal a test, and stuff a locker, bake brownies, make a prank call. But then Crystal realizes each task is meant to hurt and kill her friends one by one, but she refuses to play. But if she refuses to play, the kidnapper will kill her sister or someone trying to take a team or running a game tournament, or they've uncovered a secret of their past and wants to play and pay for what they did. So you kind of get the Ebros vibe from it, but then you also kind of get like the Saw vibe from it. And I personally loved the Saw movies. I couldn't get enough of them. By the time we got to like the Amanda spoiler, we won't talk about that, but it was there. So I definitely get those vibes from it, and I cannot wait for this. Let's see, February 1st. Yeah, I'm gonna be there at my bookstore the day that they call my husband to pick it up, because yeah, it needs to happen in my life. Oh, I should also mention, I have already pre-ordered all of these through my local bookstore. So anytime that the book comes in, my husband gets a phone call stating that the book is in, and either him or I will go pick it up. More than likely it's me, because I work in that area where the bookstore is anyway. So yeah, I've pre-ordered every single one of these already. There might be a couple that I haven't, but I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered all of them. The Red Palace by June Hur. Now this one takes place in Korea in 1758, where you follow this nurse, I believe she is. And I want to say it's kind of a love story as well. Okay, it's a thriller. As people are saying, historical fiction thriller. It is coming out on January 25th. So, yay, this one. Yeah, it gets complicated, so I definitely will leave this one down below so you can go check it out. I have a lot more to go also too. That's why I'm running through these. So this one will be linked down below if you want to go check this one out. But it is historical fiction in 1958 Korea. Alright, next we have Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. And this comes out on March 29th. This is the aftermath of World War I. It's a LGBTQ community fantasy lesbian story. And let's see. In the aftermath of World War II, a naive woman is swept into a glittery world filled with dark magic, romance, murder, and this lush, decadent debut. On Crow Island, people whisper real magic lurks just below the surface. Whoop, didn't mean to move you. So this one is just kind of a young adult fiction, because like coming of age fiction around the World War I era, which I'm totally here for. I love my history. This girl definitely loves her history. I gotta adjust you. I'm sorry. This is awkward. Okay. So yes, this girl loves her history, and this one just sounded very interesting to me. Alright, this next one I actually already have in my hot little hand, and I'm going to go ahead and hold it up for you. That one is Hawkland Girls is what I was going to just call it. Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. Now this one came out, when did this come out? This came out on the 4th, that's why I have it in my hot little hand. It came from my local bookstore. It still got the sticker on it. I still paid the full price for it. You know, we're going to go ahead and remove the sticker now. Okay, So beautiful, wild, and strange Monroe Island is a desolate spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with mysterious history of shipwrecks, cannibalism, and even rumors of murder. It is the perfect destination and the most adventurous travel to escape everything except the truth. 6 visitors. 6 stunning 20-somethings are about to embark on a blissful, free-spirited journey, one filled with sun-drenched days, intoxicating nights, but as becomes clear, the group is even more cut off from civilization than initially thought. It starts to feel like an island itself is closing in, sending them to a dangerous spiral of recovery. Countless secrets. When one person goes missing and the other one turns up dead, their remaining friends wonder what dark lie beneath the impenetrable paradise who else sweeps into secluded chaos. And when the gothic sensibility, sexy suspense, and spine-tingling reimagining of Agatha Christie's classics, Reckless Girls will wreck you. So, synopsises on both of these, the one in the book and one on Goodreads, is a little confusing, so I definitely recommend you should go check this one out for yourself. I was intrigued by this because it's Rachel Hawkins. I read Ruby and Olivia, and I definitely felt like I wasn't getting enough of the story, so I'm hoping going to her adult books and young adult books, this one's considered more adult, if going toward those books, I hope I can get more out of her, because I love her writing, just I'm not getting enough out of her stories. This one, oh my goodness, I am so excited for. I need this now. But this doesn't come out until May 9th, May 8th, May 3rd. This one does not come out until May 3rd, and that is Bravely by Maggie Steifvater. So this takes place after the events of Brave, which is Pixar's Brave, and it's set several years after, where her brothers are much grown up and she's trying to fulfill her destiny and move on from the bear incident and all that. And I just can't wait for this one. That's all I really want to know about it, because it is a Disney related thing, and I don't know if it's a Disney release that's releasing it, but oh my gosh, I want it. I want it so bad. Alright, next we have Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes and Casey Kade. So this one is kind of like the Titanic meets The Shining. And I kind of heard that and I'm like, that's all I want to know. The Titanic, it wasn't one of my favorite all-time movies. It's not my favorite part in history. And The Shining, I liked the movie better than I liked the book. The book was okay. I definitely preferred the movie better. But this kind of also takes place out in space, I believe, rather than in the ocean. This comes out on February 8th. Yeah, so this takes place out in space rather than in the ocean, and this is kind of something that I think my husband would get on board too, because he likes a lot of things space-like. So I'm definitely not getting this for myself, but I'm getting this one for him as well. And I don't know, maybe he'll be into it, maybe not, maybe it's something we could talk about. I don't know. Alright, this next one is I Am the Ghost in Your House by Maria Monasco-Moore. And this one is sounding different. It is a young adult, it is fantasy, it's paranormal, it's LGBTQ community, and lesbian. So it kind of gives off like, I'm the ghost in your house, but I am, you know, she's not dead, she's invisible, she's just there. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Haunter. Oh my gosh, that's a movie you should really check out. That one, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this. So we'll see how that goes off. I think if it's still on Netflix, you should definitely look up it. Just Haunter. Very, very good movie. Next we have The Night Shift by Finlay. So this one is kind of like with the digital apocalypse. So think back to the Y2K. Joanna, your age is showing. Okay, so I was... where was I? Okay. In 1999 to 2000, there was this whole thing that, like, everything in technology was going to shift. Everything when technology was going to change. Anything made before 2000 was not going to work. Anything, you know, that happened after 1999 was just going to fail. And that's what this book is about. So, it's the new year of 1999. Y2K is expected to end the chaos. Planes falling from the sky, elevators plunging to Earth, making world markets collapse, a digital apocalypse. None of that happens. But Blockbuster in Linden, New Jersey, 4 teenagers are working the night shift and are attacked, but only one survives. Police identify the subject who flees and is never seen again. So, I don't know, I think that's what's kind of catching me is the 1999. Like, you know, it's a new year. Everything is supposed to go according to plan, just like every time. But this one doesn't go to plan. And that's really only the paragraph of the synopsis that I want to read. This comes out on March 1st. And I'm excited for this one. Most definitely. I cannot wait. Alright. Next, we have... I didn't realize that this was a paperback release. But it's okay. It's a new book release, and that is The Girl Who Knew Too Much by Tiffany Brooks. So this one, so the girl made a fool of herself after her senior year of high school, and she was desperate for a change. I would say she picked a contestant on reality show. She was excited for what was next. Suddenly, Riley realized that she was on a deserted tropical island with 19 other teenagers competing for $1 million. It is a rumored treasure is lost on the island. Cut from the outside world, the contestants are falling victim to accidents, leaving some injured or worse. With the allies turning to enemies, the island lore claiming that one must die before the treasure is found. Riley must decide who she can trust and is willing to fall for a win before she becomes the next victim. So yeah, sorry, I just read this the back of that. But, so I've kind of gotten Survivor meets Hunger Game vibes from this. And, you know, floppy paperback. I'll take the floppy paperback. Yeah, definitely. I'm okay with that. We'll read it. I'm excited. Very excited. This was, I believe, when was this the first release? This was a release in paperback, so I definitely thought 2018 is when it came out originally. But it's okay. We'll still read it. Alright. We're getting there. We're getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 8 more to go. Alright. Next we have Never Coming Home by Kate Williams. This is a beach read that's coming out on June 21st. And it's about an influencer who is involved in a murder. And it's a young adult thriller. And I love a good young adult thriller. Sometimes they're hard. Sometimes they're hard-hitting. It really depends on where you are. And I thought this was absolutely going to be so much fun. That's why I decided I need it in my life. Influencer witnessing a murder. That's all I need to know about it. Or having to do with the murder. That's all I want to know about it. Okay, so Unlikely Animals by Annie Harnett. So this one comes out on April 12th. And this is about a young woman who returns to New Hampshire under the strange of circumstance of life and death and acclaimed... Okay. So she basically returns home from this long trip, I think. Usually I try not to go fully into synopsis because I don't really like to know a lot about the books. So she lost her way. She's a med school dropout, and she moves back to her small town of Edvern, New Hampshire, to care for her father, who is dying from brain disease. He's been hallucinating small animals with visions of a long time dead. I can't talk today. Synopsis will be down below, so you on link to Goodreads, so you can go see it. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. It's been one of those days. So that'll be down below too. As always, every book that I mention is always listed down below, because half the time I can't talk. So, moving on. Next we have Like a Sister. This one comes out on March 8th. This is by Kelly Garnett. So this one is a mystery. It's a thriller. It's adult, I believe. Yeah, it's adult mystery thriller, and this one is about a girl with a 25th birthday party. There's like an overdose or a tragedy, and the cops are involved, and trying to figure out what happened, and things like that. So nobody's like listening to her, nobody's trusting her. This is kind of one of those I want to go into blind as well, just to kind of see if it's the mystery thriller that I like. Usually mystery thrillers I try to go in blind because I like to be sidetracked or like to be blindsided by when I read a mystery thriller, and I think that's going to be one of those. This book is going to be one of those. Alright, this next one is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Williamham. So I actually already do own a physical copy of this. I own this on, I have Book of the Month, a copy of it, and this one, 6 girls went missing in a town, and many years pass, and it's happening again. So it's kind of like uncovering what happened. This is probably going to be one of those ones that I'm going to try to read at night when it's cold and dark. I might actually start reading this tonight when I'm recording this video because it's kind of snowy outside. It's kind of like one of those really, really dark nights where you need that kind of a book. So yes, A Flicker in the Dark. It comes out actually on January. It actually comes out on January 11th, so I actually think I am going to start reading this because I would like to get it read before its release date. So I think that's actually one of the ones I pre-ordered too. So I think I'm getting 2 copies of it. Alright, so the next one I have is Crescent City 2, House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This comes out on February 15th. I still haven't read Crescent City yet. So that has actually been on my January TBR. I have recently added that. I might be one of those ones I roll over to February. And yeah, I need to read it. But I'm anticipating this just because I've read half of Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, and I absolutely love it so far. I've just stopped reading it for now. Not sure why, but I have. So yeah, we're anticipating that. Alright, next we have the Fervor. I'm not sure how to say that. By Alma Katsu. So this is kind of like The Hunger meets World War II with a supernatural psychological twist to it. I know, I'm kind of hooked on that too. This is a horror World War II historical fiction. This comes out on April 26th, and I cannot be any more excited for it. Let's just talk about that cover alone, guys. Look at the colors on that. I'm not a pink person, but that color and just the way those colors work together, I'm all here for it. That is beautiful. Alright, last but not least, even though I've still yet to read The Cruel Prince, this is The Book of Night by Holly Black. This is a fantasy young adult, or fantasy adult. So I think this is actually Holly Black's first adult book. I'm not sure on that one, but I think. So yeah, I'm really here for it. I think this one will be a little bit different from her other ones, but I'm having a really hard time to get into. So yes, not sure how we're gonna feel on that one. This one comes out on May 3rd. So, I'm sorry, Edward. May 3rd, I'm gonna be spending a lot of money. All right. Anyway, so if you guys already made it this far, do know that I have already pre-ordered all of these books at